We've got 7 practices that we've handled so far during fall camp. Our first full day in pads was on Friday. We had 2 padded practices yesterday, and you know, I think we're starting to get the how this team is going to perform. You know, a little bit. I think you find out a little bit. It was nice to get into pads. It's nice to hear football, and I think for the most part we've done a pretty good job with that. We need to play a little bit with better leverage on both sides of the ball up front. That's a big part of playing the game of football. So we've got a lot of fundamentals and techniques, and a lot of work to do. Like the energy we've had, I think for the most part the guys have gone out there and understand this is work, and it's hard, and I like that part of it, and we just got to continue. You know, it hasn't changed. You play football up front, and both our offensive front and our defensive front, that's where we've got to make great strides. And at the same time, that's where we also need to, as we get a little further along, find out where our depth's going to be on both sides of the ball there. A couple in-house things. Roy Roundtree had orthoscopic surgery. On Friday, he had a little cartilage that he needed cleaned up. We expect him back in 2 weeks, and everything went great, and he feels great. And it was just one of those things that didn't do it practicing, didn't do it. He just needed to get it done. Kind of felt it a little bit walking back to the huddle, to be honest with you. But with him, you know, he's one of the great kids on this football team, and as a senior, he's been a guy that he'll do a great job of bouncing back. With Toussaint and Frank Clark, they will begin practicing with the team tomorrow, and they are still obviously the guys who, as teammates, we love them, and but there's consequences for their behavior. They're paying a price, and they will continue to pay that price for a little bit. But I think both of them realize that they have an outstanding opportunity, you know, to play at the University of Michigan, to get a great Michigan degree, and they understand that there's a standard of performance from a community side, and a standard of performance from an academic side, and there's a standard of performance from a football side that they got to do a great job and understand. And as coaches, you're a teacher, and you get an opportunity to teach life lessons, and believe me, they paid a heavy price, and will continue to pay a price for actions unbecoming of a Michigan football player. Toussaint Carter has decided to leave Michigan. He's a great young man, tremendous kid, but you know, he decided to leave, and I'll leave it at that. Any questions?
Toussaint and Clark, will they play against Alabama? Are they eligible?
I haven't made any of that, and I won't make that probably decision for a while.
With Roy, how is the start of his season impacted by this?
Well, you know, having a scope and a little bit of cartilage in there, you know, a lot of guys come back in 2 weeks. You know, our docs did a tremendous job. We got great medical staff here, you know, and they all do a great job, and I think everything went well from what talking with them, and I think Paul's very happy with how it went. And then, you know, you got a guy like Roy who's a committed guy who, you know, he's going to do everything in his power to be back.
Brady, what excites you the most about this upcoming season?
How we practice after we have media day done with. To be honest with you, you know, just to see the development and what the seniors and what their leadership is. You know, we'll find out a lot about ourselves continually every day. And so there's an expectation for them every day. It's part of growing up and maturing and all that. And I think a lot of those guys have. So we'll see.
Brady, when you have a first opponent like Alabama, defending national champions, you mentioned practice a lot. Do you see an intensity, a certain increased intensity in practice, whether it be spring ball, fall camp, when you know that
Right.
that first one is Alabama?
Well, I think, you come to play football at Michigan, to play in those kind of ball games, and that's kind of you're expected to play and perform, and, playing the defending, reigning national champs is always something that's a great challenge and a great opportunity. And going to play the game in a venue like Cowboy Stadium there in Arlington, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.